The dinosaur world features a wide variety of builds. We all know the dominant and powerful ones, like the DPS build of the T-Rex or the Scout build of Quetzalcoatlus. However, today I'll be ranking a build that's perfect for introverted players who prefer to tank damage for their teammates. That's right, welcome to the Tank Dinosaur tier list. Ankylosaurus, the living fortress. This is the pinnacle of the defense meta. Its entire body is covered in dense armor plates, making it almost immune to any physical attack. The tail club can cause stun or even a one-shot kill against reckless predators that try to attack. Its low profile reduces its hitbox, making it hard to flip over or strike weak spots. Though its mobility is low, as long as it holds position and times its tail swing right, it can turn the tide of combat in a single hit. In open terrain, this is the final boss for every predator build. No doubt about it, Ankylosaurus sits in S tier. Argentinosaurus, the continental colossus. This is a pure HP build. It lives long, dies hard, but is so massive that it basically becomes a mobile target. It boasts the highest HP pool in the entire meta, far surpassing any other build. It can tank dozens of bites and still survive. It has a natural intimidation aura, causing mid-tier predators to reduce their aggression range or flee when they get too close. With terrain override capability, it's almost unaffected by rough terrain or low obstacles. However, it can't chase or attack efficiently, shining only in zone control or as a boss damage tank in the PvE meta. That's why I'm ranking Argentinosaurus in C tier. Stegosaurus, the spiked sentinel. The Stegosaurus comes equipped with the Thagomizer tail, a cluster of spikes capable of dealing critical hits when it lands on a predator's head or chest. It has excellent angle control. By turning its back at the right moment, it can maximize counter damage. The back armor plates serve not only as protection, but also as visual intimidation, discouraging smaller predators from engaging. However, it suffers from long animation locks, meaning if it whiffs on an attack, it can be punished easily. Stegosaurus definitely deserves to be in A tier. Xenosaurus, the Reaper Gardener. Its extremely long claw reach allows it to trade hits from a distance where most predators can't even touch it. It has a strong intimidation aura, reducing the aggression radius of lower-tier enemies. Its slash combo features a fast startup frame and a light bleed effect, making it hard for opponents to sustain in prolonged combat.
KO!
Xenosaurus is a glass cannon counter build, not tanky, but capable of parrying almost anything if the player can read the situation correctly. Like the Stegosaurus, I place the Xenosaurus in A tier. Nodosaurus, the Silent Shield. This build was the beta test version of the later Ankylosaurus. It was once considered a strong defensive build in the early meta, but as the game evolved, its lack of counter tools caused it to drop out of the competitive tier list. It has thick osteoderm armor, but no tail weapon. Its damage reduction is decent, but it lacks both burst potential and counter moves. Because of that, this build only ranks in D tier. Dryosaurus, the Agile Rookie. This build is the definition of a fake defense build. It has no real armor, surviving only through speed and terrain advantage. In the Jurassic meta, it's more of a utility build, incapable of tanking hits or countering predators. No doubt, F tier. Pachycephalosaurus, the Headbutt Specialist. It comes with a herd defense aura, granting damage reduction and stability buffs to all allies within range. Its frontal shield plate is extremely thick, capable of blocking burst damage or critical bites from large predators. When solo, however, this build is fairly weak, easily kited, and lacking any real burst potential. But when combined with allies, the herd buff makes the entire group nearly unbreakable. The main drawback is its lack of self-sustenance, meaning if it's separated from the herd, it loses around 60% of its power. B tier is a fitting spot for Pachycephalosaurus. Triceratops, the shield champion. This build is the perfect balance between offense and defense. It can both absorb damage and apply heavy counterpressure. Its horn charge delivers massive burst damage, capable of knocking back or piercing through enemy armor. The frill shield protects its neck and head from critical bite attacks. Its only real weakness is high stamina drain. If it gets kited or dragged into a prolonged fight, its overall effectiveness drops significantly. It's not a perfect all-around build, but in my opinion, Triceratops definitely deserves an S tier. Edmontonia, the armored wall. It features extremely thick full-body armor, significantly reducing damage from all directions. Its defense scaling is solid, but it lacks a tail club or any offensive skill. It's durable in direct combat, but almost useless when flanked or attacked from behind. Without a counter ability, it often becomes a mobile target dummy when clever enemies circle. In the current meta, high mobility predators like the Raptor or Deinonychus builds can easily outplay it. Overall, I'd rank it in D tier. Styracosaurus, the spiked juggernaut. The Styracosaurus is basically the light version of the Triceratops, though noticeably weaker in raw power. Its playstyle leans toward poke and retreat, using its moderate attack range to trade damage safely. It comes equipped with long spike horns, allowing it to deal mid-range damage without needing to fully commit to a charge. With moderate armor scaling, it maintains a good balance between defense and mobility. That's why it earns a spot in the B tier. Dryosaurus, the agile rookie. Kentrosaurus is a highly specialized counter build. Its reflected damage and stun effects force predators to think twice before charging in. Its body is covered with spikes that deal damage on contact, so any melee attacker receives reflected damage when hitting it. It has a stun on hit passive. When a predator touches the spikes, there's a chance to be staggered for 0.5 seconds. Its tail sports dual thagomizer spikes, dealing light bleed if the counterattack lands. However, due to its lack of mobility and limited attack range, it's vulnerable to kiting and ranged predator abuse. This build isn't strong enough for me to place it in the higher tiers. C tier is already the best I can give Kentrosaurus. Leaellynasaura, the polar scout. This is a speed-based survival build, relying on terrain, timing, and night vision to stay alive. It's adapted to cold snow maps, with a vision buff and just enough speed to evade predators. It has no armor, and its damage and defense are almost non-existent. In the meta, this build is practically F tier, better suited for scouting or early resource gathering rather than tanking or combat. Euoplocephalus, the iron bunker. With thick armor and a low-slung body, it's nearly impossible to flank or hit its weak spots. Its tail hammer, while not as strong as the Ankylosaurus's, swings quickly with a short cooldown. Compact, durable, and extremely hard to take down. And of course, the final S-tier spot goes to the Euoplocephalus. And that wraps up the tier list of tank dinosaur builds. Which build do you think is the strongest? Or is there a tank you'd like to challenge in the next battle?